My name is Ryan Gaynor. I'm an attorney at the law firm of Hinckley, Allen & Snyder. I'm a tongue cancer survivor, and this is my cancer story. I was doing a job that I had really wanted for a long time. Being a federal judicial clerk was a goal of mine, and so I'd achieved that goal, and we were living somewhere where we really wanted to be. And then in between Thanksgiving and Christmas of 2013, I started getting a pain in my tongue. Cancer was the farthest thing from my mind. After several weeks of discomfort, I mentioned it to my wife one Sunday over brunch. And she looked at it and she immediately knew that something was wrong. The spot on my tongue wasn't normal. The next day, my primary care doctor looked at my tongue and became concerned. He sent me immediately to an ear, nose, and throat doctor for a biopsy. I was starting to get worried, but to be honest with you, I didn't know that tongue cancer was even a thing. I didn't realize that oral cancers were prevalent, and I thought, I'm a young person, I don't smoke, I've never chewed tobacco, I don't drink to excess, so I didn't have the risk factors that you typically think of with an oral cancer. Later that week, my results came back. I had tongue cancer. I was certainly worried, I was very scared, but I really didn't know what to expect. Part of what I do for a living is I speak. And so the next thought that occurred to me is, what am I gonna do for a job after all of this happens? Let's say I do make it through this and survive, and I can't speak the way that I used to speak. Am I gonna have to find a new job? Am I gonna have to find a new way to make a living? Though I had a difficult time comprehending my diagnosis, I was extremely fortunate at how quickly things came together. Fortunately for me, my brother is on staff at Mass General Hospital, and so I was able to call him and talk to him about what was going on, and through his relationships and his friendships, I was able to meet with a surgeon. He scheduled me for surgery the next week, and we planned an aggressive approach, recognizing that I was only 30 years old. So I have the surgery, and I'm thinking, this is probably the hardest part. This is it. The cancer's out. Hopefully that's the end, and this is a blip on the radar, and I'll be back to normal in a very quick amount of time. But unfortunately, that wasn't what happened. Following my surgery, we discovered that my cancer had actually spread to my lymph nodes. I had a portion of my tongue removed, and I also had lymph nodes in my neck removed, and I met with my medical oncologist. She came to my hospital bed, and it was one of the more breathtaking conversations of my life, because she then informed me that I had stage 4 cancer. I think your brain immediately goes to a really dark place, and you assume that this is going to probably be the end. But also, I think you have to give it your best shot. After I recovered from my surgery, I had 35 radiation treatments and 8 weeks of chemotherapy. There's an NBA coach, George Carl, who had a similar cancer to what I had, and I thought he described it really well, where he said part of the struggle with an oral cancer when you have chemo and radiation the way that I did and the way that he did is that it takes away a lot of the aspects that make you feel human. And so, one of the things you have to strive to do is to keep your humanity intact. At the end of treatment, scans revealed I was cancer-free in April 2014, and I returned home to Rhode Island to begin the long process of healing. My cancer journey, however, is not a sad story. The bad things don't come to the surface quite so fast anymore, and instead, the good times, which sounds strange to say, but the good times that you had during that time period are really what come into focus. I still struggle some days, and the months after my diagnosis were the most trying and difficult and painful of my life. But my medical team was incredible. My community took care of me, and upon reflection, I had fond memories of the strong friendships I have and the power of family. I certainly don't take anything for granted anymore. I wouldn't say that I value life more, but I definitely have a perspective now that I didn't have before, where instead of getting wrapped up in small things, everybody has small things at their job or in their life that you can get wrapped around and worry about. And I certainly don't sweat the small stuff anymore, because those challenges do at times seem fairly minor compared to some of the other things that I've done.